Thank you for stopping by. I'm Kimberly, and today, let me set my alarm. Today we're going to work on my 1930s journal. Yes, it is waiting in the rears, and I'm back to it. We're going to start with the signatures, and what I've decided would be most fun for me and to film, because I'll do a lot off camera as well, is to take smaller items and combine them into pages. In case you haven't been following along or you forgot, I want to make this super scrappy. I want to bring a lot of papers together to make each page. Some pages may be complete as they are, but I'll be decorating them then. But mostly I want to really use as much original ephemera as I can, and I have things in all sizes. So I fear really having more than I can possibly use, and this would be the book, so I'm figuring 3 signatures or maybe 2 hefty ones. I'm feeling it's so difficult for me to imagine all of this and to make decisions, so because I haven't really done anything like this before, and the vision I have in my mind I haven't really seen anybody else do either. So I am just going to jump in, and I'm going to start with what I think is most manageable, which is to use some of my pieces and to make some pages that'll fit. And then, hopefully once I'm in it, it'll start to just kind of roll and make sense. But I do really love this cover. And it came from a book, like an encyclopedia, and I think it was 1920s. So that fits. You're more likely to use stuff from the year before than a future year. So, and I will be putting some 1920s stuff in here too. So I'm happy with this decision. It is a tall book. I was figuring out what size to, sort of make my limit. And if you recall, I aged some beautiful digitals from Everlasting Journals on Etsy. And I'll put the kit number in the description box. I think I used 2 kits, so I'll put those. She names her kits by number. And I aged them, and I also aged the back. So I'm thinking I might, make them uneven. Now, I don't want this to feel anything like the types of journals I've made before. And so to make it even, it would feel that way. And to make it even, it would not fill up the book page. So some can be that way, but I'm thinking that this would be the greatest width that I could possibly use for anything. And then in terms of height, I'm going to stagger. So even at their fullest extent, if they're digitals, they'll only be this long. But I'll use other things to make pages as well, and so being staggered, it doesn't matter. So I think that's about as much as I want to say before we get started. My pile has only grown since I last showed you my separating. It's just crazy, and it's taking up so much space that I need to get it going just to give myself space. This is a piece of ephemera that I made some time ago. It was an idea from Carrie at Witchcraft Do You Do, and it's a hide for a paperclip. And so I took an old envelope that I had from a man whose envelopes I'm swimming in from World War II, actually Korean War, and I just loved it. I put this ration stamp on the front, but it was from Fort Benning, and this is the original, and this is handwriting from his letter that I also put inside. And then this little pocket has some goodies in it, some tags, or slides, and then this little piece of ephemera with a stamp on it. And this is a label I made. I made this charm. And it's not metal at all. I made a bundle of them a really long time ago, I think before I ever started my channel. And I've hardly ever used them, which is silly. So, and this I glued onto an index, a Rolodex card, yeah. So that's what I want. I want it to be scrappy. I want it to be filled with images of materials from the 30s and the 20s that, make me happy to look at. So this was one of those, so I'm definitely going to use that. And I came across this yesterday, and it's all black and white, and it's patterns for hot transfers and red work, maybe, and embroidery, and so I can use a page at a time, and I think that would be beautiful. Just beautiful. So let's see, so how does that, using this as my guide, if I did it like that, that would even work. And again, it's very, very thin paper. So this would not be decorated on. This would just be one of the papers that would go in it. Let's see. What might I pick? Look at all these. Gosh. This is the birds in the States. I love those. I have it's a quilt top. It's all embroidered. The bird in their state. And I think there are flowers on there. It's just a gorgeous top. Did a lot of research on it. Oh, look at this cute thing. 2 bizarre collections. The 3 girls there, and another couple of the Dutch girls down there. Oh, I think that really helps date it. The little Dutch girls. I date them to the 1920s, but I'm sure they kept their popularity. I like that. So what's on the other side? Oh, my birds and flowers and states. Yeah, that makes me really happy. So I think I'll use this as a page. Oh, wait a minute. That goes through to that, which I don't really like. But in any case, it'd be way too big. Yeah. Okay. I am going to tear out this. And this will just be a pretty page to have. And maybe I can do something to cover up some of this writing. But this is the kind of thing I want to do. I want to find things that I like looking at, and then I want to piece together stuff. I don't just want to cut out whole pages the whole time, but this book is just bringing back a lot of memories from my textile shopping days when I was really into collecting those and making quilts and things like that. Okay, so basically that was my favorite thing. So let's not push it. So that's that. Let's just put that over there. So that's a page. That's a page. So then I was thinking I could do some scrapping on a bag or do a collage on a bag. Oh, look at stamps. Cool. Oops, there's another one. Wow. I must have been planning something in there that I forgot about. Oops, there's more. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I didn't toss this bag. I did toss a 1932 textile of George Washington's first centennial celebration. It was the real deal. I paid an arm and a leg for a piece this big, and it was put in a very skinny, tiny bag that it fit in. And I also had the reproduction fabric that they had made more recently, this century, basically, I think it was. And so I forgot that it was in the bag, and when I was doing a lot of cleaning out, I must have tossed the bag with that original textile in it because it's nowhere to be found. And I do have the reproduction, which I'm going to use in my George Washington journal. But now I don't throw any bag out without looking in it or even anything. So I'm kind of surprised that those were in there. Anyway, I think this would be a good size bag, and it could be a pocket on one side. Okay, I can't make everything fold the same way for the same signature, so let's put it like this. So this is my size for as big as it can be, width-wise. And then this is the width and height, basically. Okay, so then let's put this in there. I'll reassign them when I get them all figured out. And then these I thought were cool, so I can collage on these. And this would be a pretty cool, you know, I am going to squirt. I have a sink here. I'm going to squirt coffee. Now, normally, it dries pretty quick. But since this is cardboard, it might take a little longer. I'll put this here. So it's kind of resting on there. And I'm also going to distress it. But I don't really want it to rest on there. So let's wiggle it off. And, oh, that looks good. I like that side better than this other. Okay, so how am I going to make, let's see, let's try my heat gun. Or I should say heat tool. I don't want to use the word gun. So let's plug this in. And I don't think it's going to dry wet standing water, but I want to get some color on there before I pour it off, if possible. Okay, I'm going to pour that off. Maybe I have to blot it. Yeah, so that side doesn't have any color at all. Yeah. Okay, let me grab some other spray agent to give it a distressed look. Oh, I know. What I have found to be very interesting for age spots is just good old vanilla. It's very mellow. Sometimes it just fades right in. You can barely see it. This almost looks like it has coffee with it. Yeah, you know what? This just might be coffee. Doesn't really smell like vanilla. Okay. Let's lay this other very clean, fresh one on there too. I don't want it to be too scrappy, but too, oh, look, see, that's a beautiful color. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. Now, why does this side look so good? And the other side doesn't have that same charm. This looks like a, uh-oh, there's my fingerprints on it. I don't like that. Oops. Okay, let's see. Well, that looks even better than this inside does. Let's see what we've got. Oh, okay, now it's good. Okay. All right, now we're good. All right, I'm going to lay these to the side and use them a little bit later. I can try and dry them, but I don't want to do that. Okay. I do have a video on the playlist for the 1930s. I think this is 1930s, 40s, 50s. A playlist for dating, how I dated the digitals, quick and easy, super fast. I also want to use some of these fabrics, which I've dated, which I've aged. I want to use some of these fabrics for the hinges. I want to do a lot of hinging and make individual pages. You wouldn't know it because of the way I've started, but these are my thoughts. Okay, so this, for example, could be a scrap. Let's see. I gotta figure out where to put everything. I do have a lot here. Okay, this is a recipe card I made, or a recipe card that I altered with this heat transfer, and then I put a tea bag on there with a little saying on it. So that would be ephemera to use later, I guess. And this is a really cool that I definitely want to use. These are the things I came across. Okay, so this has some color in it, and I thought that would be fun to use. But I could easily glue on here, because that's not so interesting. And look, this got coffee on it somehow, so that's perfect. Okay, you know what? I have this cool, this is a copy I made of this wonderful Japanese lantern quilt block. See that? I love that quilt block. Those are diamonds. They're shaping that with all different patterns on them. And I've got the real pattern, but I don't want it to be ruined, so I make copies. And it's such thin paper intentionally. It might be helpful if I were to attach this to the back. So let's see. Like I said, I've never done anything like this, so let's just dig in and see where it takes us. There we go. Okay, so then if we turn this over, let's see how this, let me see how this is going to fit in my size. If it goes like this and like that. Okay. Okay. So I'm still kind of going against my own plan and making pages. Huh, it's so hard for me to break out of this. I can't get over it. It's weird. I just have to start and move, and I will get there. I will get there. I will get there. Okay. So if this were to be glued, say, here, well, then that's the whole page. I don't really want to do that either. Don't you love all these little examples of the embroidery designs? I love that kind of thing. And then they show how they look on the textiles. I love that kind of thing. So I can make it smaller. I like this edge. Oh, it can be taller because, yeah, this is short, so it can be taller. Yeah, that's starting to look a little scrappy. Okay, let's just do it. If I don't do it, I'm going to chicken out. I am going to use this collage medium for glue. It's from Tim Holtz, and I've raved about it before, so excuse me for raving about it again. But it is very matte, 100% collage medium matte, and it dries quickly, and it is intended to be both a glue and a protectant, etc., etc. So I feel like it's a twofer, and there's no shine at all. And that is so appealing to me. So what I'll do is I'll put, and it doesn't take a lot either. Alright, so yeah, I feel for me that this is an ambitious project, and I just haven't worked, I'm used to working with digitals, and I have a comfort level with them that a lot of people, it's the opposite. They don't like digitals. They rather work with, real papers. But the thing about working with real papers is that they don't have designs on them. I think I'm going to put it like that so that that torn part goes at the top. And so I'm used to working with design, and I'm really comfortable working with design. And so I don't see design on, a lot of the receipts and empty bags and things of that nature. So I know that that's my own problem, that I just have to get used to it. And that's why I'm going to do this. I'm not going to chicken out. And if I weren't doing it for YouTube, I may have chickened out already, to tell you the honest to goodness truth, because it's just difficult for me. So if you've got something difficult for you, work on it with me. Do whatever it is for you that's tough, and let's overcome our fears together. Because I would rather be, free to do whatever I want, and not let this sense of not knowing what I'm doing for the whole time I'm videoing, and then the whole time I'm making it. I would like that to not stop me and get in my way. And I think once I do these 3, yikes, I will have overcome it. What do you think? Okay, I think that's super good. Now I'll probably put something else on this page, on this side. But for the moment, I'm going to put this over to dry, along with my other goodies that are getting dry. Okay, and I love this. I love this page. Okay, so this is an envelope. So let's use it as the envelope it is. Yes, that will work. Okay. Oh, I love it so much. So we have to reinforce it. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this back down. I'm going to put something in here to make it reinforced, and inside here, because this is weak. And if I'm going to put this in the hinge of the book, it would be here. Yeah, it'll fit. Again, it only needs to be less than this width. Oh, I love this, because I love this design. Southern Belle, there's whole quilts of Southern Belle. There's fabrics of Southern Belle. There's patterns of Southern Belle. It's just, I just love it. And it's just so 30s. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay, so what do I want to use to strengthen? Okay, you can see how weak it is here, because you can see a hole started. So I want to, and then this is like a little mouse got to it. Not in my house. I would have bought it this way. Let's see, what should I strengthen it with? I want to strengthen it with something that actually is more than paper. Let's see. Oh, I know. If you remember from the first one, I was going to use some of this scrapbook paper. Let's see, how strong is this scrapbook paper? I don't know. It looks like it might crack too. Let's see. No, that's good. Okay. Here's just some backs I'm going to use. That's the back of a old piece of paper I have, and I just printed on it. Oh, okay, so this is going to be a visa. I put that on. I made that. I took that picture, I think out of a magazine, and that's a piece of packing tape over it that I aged with bending and bubbles, not with color. Yeah, I love that. So I'm going to have to, I'm going to use that. This is from Creep on June. Okay, so all of these great backs and no back on them. Huh. Well, I could close this up and I could make that the back. Lots of room to decorate on here, too. But somehow, I don't know, would there be a... I don't know if I want to use this in the 30s or 40s. That's what I'm thinking. I think I might want to use it in the 40s. Okay, let's go back to my plan and use this paper to strengthen. Okay, so it's going to be... Actually, I could cut it out to be... I think I'll make it this whole inside. You know what? I think I'll just make it the whole inside, the whole thing. I think that's what I'll do. All right. So, has fall hit, you guys? I noticed people in the news are wearing jackets and winter coats already. And I've heard a few people mention that they've got their winter coat on that are on my Facebook feed that live in Massachusetts and New York. So we've had 2 days of clouds, and we're all happy because it was like 80 and 90 and super hot. So absolutely nobody's complaining. Is that pencil showing up? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so this is a video about winging it. That's what we're doing. We're winging it. Did I get that? Okay. And then the crease should be here. There and there. Oops, that's our time. Oh my gosh. That's a half an hour. Ooh, ooh. Okay. All right, well, I promised myself I wouldn't go longer. So I'm going to continue to work on this, and then I'll come back and do another half an hour make with you, and we will get this going. So I hope if you're joining me, you've gotten a few ideas, and you can start to gather your items and sort of just do stuff on the fly. And if you have, as I said, another project that you find scary, work on it while we're doing this, and feel free to talk about it in the comments, because we all seem to have fear of trying something, and I would love to give you encouragement and share my willingness to deal with it, and hear about yours. So until next time, thanks so much, and I'll see you then. Bye.